Hi, let's talk about Cozystack. Cozystack is CNCF Sandbox project starting from March 2025. We built next generation cloud platform which is fully based on Kubernetes. Cozystack focused on providing managed services with full lifecycle management. We say that nowadays nobody needs just pure virtual machines and expecting to have managed and fully controlled services like in every cloud. With Cozystack, you can get ready infrastructure stack for running managed services with no external dependencies, like external storage system and so on. You can also consider Cozystack as platform framework, which can be simply extended with new applications to provide them to your customers. With Cozystack, you have multiple services with just a click of button. For example, managed Kubernetes, databases, queues, virtual machines, persistent volumes, or even though S3 storage and load balancers. All of them have monitoring opportunities included. Talking about Kubernetes, we have pretty similar Kubernetes like in every hyperscaler. So for example, we have control planes separated and not accessible by the users. Users can order load balancers, persistent volumes, configure autoscaling, and everything you need for running your applications in cloud. Cozystack focused on bare metal at most, because bare metal is faster, cheaper, and sovereign. With bare metal you can have predictable costs without hidden cloud fees. Your data, your rules. So you can build secure and air-gapped environments, which are perfect for AI, regulated and edge workloads. But rebuilding cloud-like experience on bare metal is hard, you can say? Not with the Cozy. Just take few of your servers, install Cozystack on them, and get ready cloud platform for running managed services. Cozystack provides ready infrastructure for them, starting from the very basic layer. Just for example, on layer 1 we have Talos Linux, which allows us to have pre-baked image with operating system, kernel and kernel modules. So we can be sure that all the rest components of the system will be working as expected. On layer 2 we have storage system, networking fabric and virtualization. On layer 3 operators, cluster API and monitoring. On the layer 4 we have Kubernetes API objects, which allows you to order managed services like managed Kubernetes and database as a service. With Cozystack you have simple and predictable installation process. You just take few machines, install Cozystack and get this beautiful dashboard where you can click and install any infrastructure service for running your application. Every service is actually YAML, which can also be configured with simple user-friendly interface. Cozystack has built-in virtualization system based on KubeVirt, which allows you to implement hard multi-tenancy model, so your tenants will never affect each other. Database as a service powered by operator approach, that means that every database controlled by the specific database operator which knows how to manage it and how to configure backups and how to handle failover scenarios. With Cozystack you can create databases, manage users, access rights, configure backups, and monitor those databases through the Grafana dashboard. Cozystack has ready monitoring stack with pre-configured Grafana dashboards and alerts. So you have integrated IRM system where you can see alerts, collecting logs, and see the events. In just 30 minutes, out of nothing, you have cloud system with pre-configured storage, networking, and failover scenarios. And the next step could be integration, which is also very simple. Thanks to Kubernetes API, starting new service is just in terms of putting one YAML file into the API and the service will be up and running. Cozystack can be simply extended with your own services. So you just define your own services using simple Helm format, and they will extend Kubernetes API without additional recompilation and writing controller logic to synchronize one object to another. Cozystack has cost-efficient tenant system which repeats well-known Unix patterns. So we have tenant root, and under this tenant you can create multiple other tenants. Every tenant has domain assigned to it, and when you create new subtenant, it gets new subdomain assigned to this domain. If we'll look inside, every tenant is actually a Kubernetes namespace with specific tenant modules running. Just for example, etcd, monitoring system, ngress, or cvdfs. Inside of this tenant namespace, you can deploy infrastructure services, which has dependencies to these tenant modules. Just for example, you can create tenant foo and tenant bar. Tenant bar has no specific monitoring system, and all the applications running in it will write the logs to the monitoring upside. So using this system, you can create hierarchy of organization and teams where you have strong isolation between their namespaces, but they still reusing the resources. In Cozystack, we have integrated identity management system, so you can assign your users to specific tenants. And those users can authenticate using standard OIDC providers like GitLab, GitHub, or Google. Thanks to fast and reliable storage system of block storage we have integrated in Cozystack, we can use smart policies to placing replicas for every particular application. Just for example, for Postgres or MySQL, we don't use storage-based replication because those databases can replicate themselves. For virtual machines, we have no such opportunity, and we always use storage-based replication based on DRBD, which is very, very fast. Thanks for modern networking fabric, we have such features enabled like live migration, multi-tenancy thanks to VPCs, IP addresses management, and so on. Thanks for attention. Cozystack is open source project. Feel free to open this link on GitHub and give a star. See you soon.